This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So hi everyone. This is the demo session for SAP Ariba. Okay. So every 1.5 month we used to conduct these particular sessions for SAP Ariba, in which like we are covering each and every aspect of Ariba, starting from upstream, downstream integration, and apart from this one, we are also covering SSC, supply chain collaboration, commerce automation, guided buying, okay, and SLP as well, along with the integration. So whenever the integration is needed, definitely we are going to have that particular integration aspects as well. So little about Radhesham. Radhesham is a solution architect. Okay, he's working with one of the big MNC here. Okay, so and also he is not only simultaneously working in different projects, but also he is into the trainings with us. So this training is basically divided into two consultants perspectives. Okay, so first part will be taken by Radhesham and the second part would be taken by Akshay. Okay, since both of them are very much expertise in their own areas, so we thought of, one consultant may not be justify the whole training in all the areas in expertise level, because Radhesham is having the expertise in the areas like upstream, majorly into sourcing, SLP, supply chain collaboration, and commerce automation. Okay, and relevant integration as well. Then rest of the part, which is contracts and P2P process and guided buying, will be taken by Akshay. So the whole experience for this upcoming training is going to be very excellent for you. And also we are doing this training as per the project perspective, in the sense like how you are going to, is not like end user kind of training, I want to tell you. So this is a consultant based training, majorly focused on to groom every one of the participants for the project ready. And also interview point of view, we are, if somebody wants to switch from any other background, for example they are consultant or procurement consultant, they want to switch to SAP Ariba, this is going to be one of the excellent training for them as well. Okay, and we have the mixed participants, like some of them are already working in SAP Ariba, they want to fill up the gaps, they are also going to be part of this training. So rest of the things Radhesham is going to brief you. So in today's session we are going to see like what we are going to cover as part of the further classes, and we are going to have a brief about SAP Ariba so that you can have a clear understanding. So Radhesham is going to take up the call now, and after this one you can ask the queries anytime you want it. Okay, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the queries whenever you would like to ask it. Radhesham, over to you. Okay, so and this session
Thank
is
you.
being recorded also, it will be shared after the training.
Hello, everyone. So basically, we are going to discuss. Whenever you have any question, you can ask me. And first, we will explain what is Ariba module we are going to cover up, and in what terms your it will be helpful. And if you have experience and you want to groom yourself in a particular area or any particular module, let us know so we can focus on that area also. And here we have the access for Ariba as well as your some videos. We have best practice videos also, we have some documents also, which we will always share with you to handy with you whenever you are going to work on any project or any interview. It will be helpful to you, and all these recordings also we will share every week, and that will be helpful for your practice also. And we I think Sana and Iraj already explained you what is the your duration for the sessions. Until till that time you have access for Realm also always, and that anytime you can practice. And you, if you want to create your own templates and all these things, that is up to you. For commerce automation and supply chain, we have some documents ready, and that we will show you how it will, and what we will help you in terms of integration and all these things. First, we will understand what are those modules which are in upstream, what are in downstream, and what is the use of that particular module. So you will understand, if you have experience or if you are a fresher, you'll understand what are those modules. So I'll share my screen one second. Let me know once it is visible.
Yes, it is visible, Rajesh.
Okay.
So guys,
So
you want to increase the size of this one, you can still, at your right hand side bottom you can see pop out window. So if you click on pop out window and make it bigger, the screen will be bigger. Yeah, just for your assistance. Thank you. If you are having any issues, you can ping me in the chat here in the application.
So if you see guys, this is the Ariba product portfolio where we have some upstream and downstream, some network applications and some downstream where we have worked, and those who are combination of upstream and downstream will explain you what are those modules also. Nowadays in market we have very boom in for us Ariba in terms of job openings, in terms of, because the peoples are very less to work on Ariba. They don't know module to which or where we will start. So always we will recommend people to understand upstream and downstream, and then you can focus which module it is comfortable for you. Because see, we from training perspective we will explain you everything, upstream and downstream also. But in terms of focusing any module, like if you understand more that you will interested in sourcing and SLP, you will find that I am comfortable and I can easily prepare my interviews and I can prepare for this module in best way. So that we will you can focus on later on. First you will understand what are those modules. So if you see at left side, I have this SAP Ariba sourcing. Sourcing is nothing but there is a cycle where we will start with the PR to order. So in that we will use the sourcing model to procure or buy a material or service. For that reason we will use the sourcing model. How it will start? So Ariba, it is always integrated, and the sourcing model is also use non-integrated module also. So we will see both the scenarios where integrated integration will be happening, and where without integration you are going to use the sourcing module. So sourcing, it is like more into like your buying, or if you have to procure any material, and you have some supplies it already you're in hand, and then you will decide to float a RFP or quotation request to supplier. So you'll invite those suppliers. In traditional way, what we're doing, we are sending an email to suppliers that you can send a quotation to us, or send a RFP, send a request for proposal. So that will be in a traditional way, where suppliers will sending in a different format. So we will not understand how the supplier is sending. A supplier is sending in PDF, B supplier is sending in Excel, C supplier is sending in a document. So all the formats are different. But when you are using, and then you have to combine all these things, you have to prepare a comparison sheet, and then you have to go for the negotiation purpose, and then you are going to finalize the order, and again you are going to key in all the details for prepare the PO and all these things. So all these things are happening manually. It will take us n number of days. Like we cannot say it will close within the 2 days or 3 days. So it will take a time to complete that entire process. But in terms of sourcing, in terms of Ariba, where it will come to a online platform. So Ariba is best platform where you can do all this activity. And comparing to reduce your lead time, comparing to prepare your documents, comparing to prepare your reports, it is very easy in Ariba. So you have already pre-packaged reports, you have already some formats where you can download your reports and comparison sheets. So our process will start from the PR. PR will be created into your S4 in backend ERP. That will be converted into RFQ within the S4 or ECC. We have to do a quote automation. We can say it, we have to convert that PR into RFQ, and then through automation we have to send that PR request as a RFQ to Ariba. So it will come, and then from there our Ariba activity will be start. It will come as a request for quotation, RFQ. So RFP, request for a proposal. So from that RFP, we will create a project, sourcing project. So that project will be your other activities, like you are going to identify the suppliers, you are doing you are floating that inquiry. So you have to prepare RFP, quotation request with the suppliers. So all the details will automatically coming from your backend ERP. You are just adding your suppliers, and then you will add your line items, your quantity, everything is already there, because you have automated the system. Whatever quantity you required, material name, your delivery date, everything will be coming from your backend ERP. So that will be directly come here as a sourcing request, and from that sourcing request you will create a sourcing project. After that, once you create that sourcing project, you will see you have invited all the suppliers within the same time. Whatever the data you are sharing with the suppliers, all same attachment, line items, your delivery terms, your payment terms, all the whatever your other things, that will be same for all suppliers. So once you invited, supplier will revert on that quotation request, and they will submit there. And for that reason we have enough time. If it is like RFI for any raw material, all these things, we'll give the enough time for 5 to 6 days. Or if it is a uh, any commoditized material, we'll do, within one day also we'll do. So based on the category of that material, based on the requirement of that material, we have to decide the time frame for that particular RFP. Once we decide, we will do, after that we'll do the analysis for that things. We have technical analysis, we have commercial analysis for that reason. And then we will finalize these suppliers we have shortlisted for the further negotiation. Then we'll do the negotiation. Within that timeline, we will do our all these comparison sheet are ready, and then you can see all the reports has been ready. And you will decide whether which supplier is L1, who is the lowest one, who has given the best price, who is technically approved. And we'll do all this activity on our sourcing only, within the sourcing, within that RFP. Then once you decided that this supplier I have finalized, you have to do this just the awarding process. What means awarding? It will show you how to create a PO. So it will create a PO within the backend ERP. For that reason, you have to prepare a scenario, and then you have to decide the awarding cycle. Once you send that information back into your system, automatically PO will be created. Now this is the high level of any cycle. So within that, we will do the RFP. We have multiple RFP, request for proposal. We have three different types of templates: simple RFP, request for proposal with price breakdown, total cost. So these templates are ready. That is a standard template. Using that standard template, we will create our customized template. These are template based approach, where you will create your own condition, your approval process. You will decide, you are adding your team members, you are assigning the task different team members. So there is a full project also, some quick project also. So we are going to learn what are those things, how. And these are theoretically it looks very complex, but when you, in terms of practice, and when we are going to teach you how to create these events, maximum 5 minutes it will take to create an event, maximum. Once you practice all these things, once you understand the concept of creating event and template approach, you will create event within the 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. And once you float the inquiry, you just need to monitor the event, because your supplier have some issues into login and all. You just need to monitor. And once you will get the approach from supplier, they have submitted, you just need to take a format. There is a format of comparison sheet. You can download the reports, you can send for further approval process, and you will take a approval within Ariba only. No need to take a printout and go to the your manager and take a manual signing, all these things. It is already within the Ariba only. And then you will negotiate, and then awarding process. And in auction, there is a more than 48 types of auctions types we have. There is a reverse auction, there is a Dutch auction, there is a total cost of auction, there is a another auctions types where you can use for negotiation, different auction. And Japanese auctions also. These are very unique types of auction type where to be negotiate. Also, this is for buying purpose, where our motive to reduce the price. So these kind of auction strategy will decide on which basis. Like if you have to do the reverse auction, you have to decide whether you have how many suppliers are there. If you have three suppliers, more than three suppliers, then you can go for the reverse auction. But in terms of, sometimes maybe there is a two suppliers or only one suppliers, how you are going to negotiate with that supplier. For that reason, Ariba also have some auction type, that is called Dutch auction also, and Japanese auction, where you will invite two suppliers or single suppliers also you will negotiate with. Because supplier no need to submit the pricing. In this case, they are just seeing their price, and once they are accepting that price, the auction will be freezing. Very interesting auction. And most of the organization, why they are using sourcing, because all these strategies, once you using with the supplier, it will create a pressure on supplier, it will, that pressure, it will be losing of that business. So supplier is drastically changing their price, and even they are participating on the event. So it you'll see all the suppliers already there within that time frame. But when you go to the traditional way, all the suppliers are in different time zone, you are going not going to discuss with them. So here you will reducing the time, you are doing the your document compliance is already prepared, and your reporting also within Ariba, your all the comparison, all the events, any events you want to copy or you want to review any event, you'll simply go and search that document ID, or by name also you'll search, by your buyer also, by plant also, by company code also, you're going to search all these events. So it is easy to search any kind of documents also. So sourcing will help you in that area. Here you have auctions types, you have RFP types, even if you have any scrap material to sell, so for that reason also you will do the uh, sourcing. So there is a forward auction, we'll see in I'll show you how it looks, and what are the how the screen of Ariba, and how we are doing this kind of things. Okay. SLP, second module. SLP is majorly used for supplier registration, supplier qualification, supplier performance, and so these are the basic major advantage of SLP, where your suppliers will be onboarded through a very unique manner, where earlier the many organizations currently struggling with the duplicate suppliers, multiple suppliers has been registered with the same name. So now they don't understand which one is the our own key supplier, and with the same name we have 10 suppliers, 5 suppliers, 3 suppliers, so they even don't know. They are creating pure with the duplicate suppliers also. So to avoid that kind of mistake, to avoid further complexity, SAP Ariba have separate module that is called SLP, Supplier Lifecycle Performance. Here, three different aspect to use this. One is your supplierization, second is qualification, and third is your performance, where you will see the 360 profile of supplier based on different KPIs, a different questionnaire. You will decide whether the suppliers you need to register or not. You have a unique format to registration. You will create your own template, you will ask the supplier questionnaire, you will take all the details from minor details from suppliers to analysis, and then you will decide whether the suppliers is required in your platform or not, and then you will register that supplier. Then you are doing qualification for their particular commodity or particular region. So based on your questionnaire, supplier is answering, and then you are deciding whether the supplier is qualified or not for particular category. So supplier might be deal with the 10 different categories, but we are deciding for which category the supplier is suitable. So we are doing so performance also down to here, we are going to manage, we are going to judge supplier's performance, how he has responded to you within the year, how many POs you have sent to that supplier, and how he has responded. So all these KPIs will be monitoring. So we are going to decide what KPI what KPI base we are doing this performance. Even we have preferred suppliers. So some might be, or some category or some region you have preferred suppliers. So you how to decide which one is the preferred supplier for that category. Supplier is qualified for 5 category, but he is very prefer he is very unique, or you want to be preferred for that some category or for some region. When you are selecting that category and region, supplier will be automatically added into that event, because that is a preferred supplier for you. So all these 360 view of suppliers we are going to monitor within the SLP. And nowadays in market, we have major vacancies for SLP only. And that integration scenario, we are going to see how to take a legacy supplier from your backend ERP to Ariba, how we are going to create new suppliers, how you are going to address any issues of suppliers registration, banking questionnaire, your taxation details, your other company details, everything we are going to getting from this registration part. And after that, we have some unique features of SLP. Those we will discuss at the time of our training sessions, where we have template upgrade, where we have supplier onboarding, we have enable and disablement of supplier, how we are going to deactivate and activate supplier from Ariba side also. So and also we have some best practice features of supplier for qualifications also, that we are going to use modular questionnaires also we have. So if you understand what is the certificate, there is lot many certifications are from suppliers like ISO certificates or technical certificates, but you don't know when that certificate is going to expire and when we are going to use that certificate. So for that reason Ariba have that kind of capability where we can upload that certificate, and we'll take whenever that certificate going to be expire, we will see, we'll get the notification about the expiration of that kind of certificate. So no need to go and check the documents every time, and even we know never open the documents of any supplier, but at least system is notifying us that certificate is going to expire. So how to build up those kind of questions, how to build up that kind of modular questionnaire, we are going to learn here. And if you once you understand the concept of all these things about the creating this template, modular questionnaire, registration template, qualification template, preferred templates, your performance template. So once you understand and you understand the concept of integration, then I can tell you, you will be the uh, if you just mention that you have knowledge about the SLP, you can just mention some keywords in your CV and you can upload on Noki.com. You'll see the number of uh, HRs will calling you, because just only because of you have experience on integration of one SLP project at least. So here in that way we are going to discuss. It is not just we are showing you how to do the registration part, how to do the qualification part. It is in terms of integration, what things we have to follow, what configuration we have to do in S4, what configuration we have to do in Ariba network, what configurations we have to do on SLP, how to use that mapping, custom mapping, everything, how to monitor these things. And from here, if you go for any interview, at least I'll tell you, you'll very much confident to answer, address that kind of questions where anyone can ask you related with the integrations. Also we have all the screenshot, we have all the scenarios, we'll show you how to do that activity. And based on that things, you'll at least confident to complete a cycle of any supply registration part, qualification. Even if anyone tell you to just go through the supply registration part, just tell me, show me how you are doing this kind of activity. So in that way we are going to, I'll show you what documents we have, what are those documents of integration, how to do that activity, everything we have. Then next part is contract management. It is about your contract with the suppliers and a buyer. So contract is like this contract will be taken care by Akshay, where your compliances for any clauses and everything will be negotiated with the supplier. So if you are buying some materials, there is a contract. If you are doing the contract with that supplier, so based on that contract you are going to negotiate some clauses, and how to prepare that document clause library, how to prepare your documents, and how you are going to negotiate the clauses with the supplier, how you are doing signing with that documents, how you are converting that document into a contract, up to the finalizing these things. So everything, it is a template based. For that reason we have templates, we will create our own task. You are doing some negotiation task, you are going to create some signing docu signing contract, document signing task in that area. So in contract we have many things which is we have to configure different things. Some other tools also will configure for docu signing. We have Adobe signing. So all these third party tools also will use. So you'll understand how to integrate those things, how to add that task, how to do we are doing that activity, even how to negotiate any clause, how that document will be prepared, and what are the different types of contracts that we are going to learn. For this part will be conducted by Akshay. Spend analysis and all these things are like now most of the organization doing before any activity start for any module like SLP sourcing contract, because initially they are doing this kind of things. But Ariba have separate spend analysis where they are doing their spend analysis in which category, for which commodity they have spent, for which plant how many spend we have did, for any organization if the they are doing. But here we are not going to discuss this spend management and supplier risk management. So these two models we are not going to discuss. Upstream we are going to conduct this sourcing, SLP and contract. In downstream we have buying, Ariba buying, catalog management. So these two models we have P2P, procurement related, all these things. Also we have network based, that is supply chain collaboration. This is the important module which we are focusing majorly, because in terms of any interview, or if you are new to Ariba, then you can focus on this SLP as well as supply chain collaboration. If you mention these two module in your CV, it will be very impactful, your CV will be very strong. And in terms of all these commerce automation and supply chain collaboration, SLP, all three module we are going to discuss about the integration. More or less integrations are very same for all these things. Like this is the upstream. Once you understand SLP have different kind of integration steps, but you understand about the supply chain collaboration, commerce automation, you will also do the integration for P2P also, for sourcing also. So first you have to focus on, at least you will understand. Here we are going to teach you two to three integration module, that is SLP, commerce automation and supply chain collaboration. Supply chain collaboration and commerce automation togetherly we are showing you the cycle. There is a difference where we will explain you where what is the difference between supply chain collaboration and commerce automation, but the more or less all the transitions are same that we are going to discuss first. Then we have catalog management and buying also. I'll explain you now about Ariba. Everyone know this is the leading Ariba platform or B2B platform for transit within the suppliers and buyers. They have more than now already. This is a very few months back PPT, but still the count of suppliers, count of organization is increasing day by day. And how your network will be working, Ariba network is main. So you have upstream model, you have downstream model, you have buyer network, you have supplier network, but Ariba network remains same, unique. So all this, all whatever activity we are doing, it will passing from Ariba network only. So for that reason we have to understand what are configuration we have to do different. And there is like you have some other ERPs or some other format which will be IDOC. You have some, you have web services, you have EDI format, you have email, fax, portal, paper. So all these are very unique, and that we will going to utilize here day to day. How we are going to understand these things are usable and how to configure these things. Don't worry about these things. Now one by one we'll go. Ariba sourcing have uh, RFI options where you will collect the information from supplier, that is RFI, request for information. So you'll float a inquiry about any if you want to understand any trend of any material or pricing trend or anything, or you have to do some quality analysis, technical analysis. So you'll sending a information, a request for information. So for that reason we have separate RFI module, so that you can see under sourcing we have RFI also. RFX is nothing but your auction and all these things. RFQ also will send a request for proposal, request for quotations also. So for that reason, we have multiple things that we will create our own template using the standard templates. We have three major templates. We'll see that also. We have, if you see, patented 48 types of auctions. We have reverse auction, forward auction, total cost, Dutch auction, index based, transformation, bid. So these are the major auction types which we'll be using. So using these five we have strategy, different strategies. Based on that strategy, almost 48 types auctions we will create. So these five are basically standard templates. Using this reverse auction we are going to create our own templates. For forward auctions also, for selling some scrap and all these things, we have that feasibility here. We are we are trying to sell something like our scrap material where it is a upward bidding. All other reverse auction, total cost, Dutch auction, index based, these are the downward bidding, nothing but we are trying to reduce the price. But in forward auction we are trying to increase the price, because we have to earn some money and here we have to save some money. So that reason we are reducing the price. So that we are going to see all these things in Ari. your compliance is already there, your qualification of suppliers also you are evaluating in SLP. So how to invite suppliers in any RFI RFP auctions, we will see that. And then this is your SLP screen where you have 360 view of any supplier. So I'll show you on real time screen. So this is just a SLP related activity where we are going to create our supplier qualification based on our requirement. So there is a supplier request also, how we are going to invite the supplier for further registration part. Our legacy supplier, how we are going to migrate those legacy supplier from backend ERP to our Ariba. So those from DRF out, we have MDG. So if you heard, if you have anyone has experience, those people know what is the MDG configuration, or at least they will heard about this word. And DRF out also, if there is consultant, so they know what is the DRF out things. These are some uh, points where our suppliers will migrate to Ariba. So we will understand DRF out configurations also. And for commerce automation, we have uh, all the PO configurations. So that is called PO collaboration. In supply chain collaboration, we have three different collaborations also. There is a forecast collaboration as well as quality collaboration, and we have PO collaboration. So majorly most of the organization using PO collaboration. So if you understand what is the PO collaboration, you will also understand that nowadays there is a DSN, digital supplier network configuration, and your commerce automations also. Earlier there is a snap module. All the transitions are same, like PO, purchase order, your order confirmation. So everything will be, if you see, if you creating a supply chain collaboration or commerce automation integration, so how your data is flowing, how the supplier is getting, how integration will be help you. So and how your integration will in place where we have to configure. So there is a three different places where we have to do the configuration. First is your backend ERP, then your middleware is CIG, and your Ariba network. Ariba network in terms of supplier network also and buyer network also. So whenever you are going to configure, you have to send a purchase order to supplier, you have to configure something in this ERP, then you have to configure something in CIG, then in Ariba network also. So once you decided that purchase order should be reaches to supplier, it will send through this middleware, then it will reaches to supplier as a purchase order. Supplier will do the order confirmation. Order confirmation nothing but whatever the PO quantity, if supplier want to confirm all the quantity or partial quantity, he will confirm and he will send that order confirmation to buyer. So buyer will see in a confirmation tab of PO, he will see whether this PO has been confirmed or not. He will see how many quantity has been confirmed. Then once we got the order confirmation, supplier also, we have also service entry sheet, and these are transition are same, purchase order and service entry sheet. So don't confuse here. So we will create a ASN, advance ship notice. ASN is nothing but whenever supplier is dispatching the material, he will initially he is trying to say that I am sending this material through this carrier. This information is this material is packed in such a way where all the quantity, how many quantity, on which date he's trying to dispatch that material, and through what carrier, everything, all the minor details will be there. And once that material is dispatched, it will get the notification of inbound delivery. So it will create an inbound delivery within our backend ERP. In S4 or ECC, it will create an inbound delivery. So using this inbound delivery, we are going to receive that material. So receiving GRN part is also there. So once we receive the material, our team will do the receiving of that material based on the GRN, how many quantity has supplier dispatched, that material we will receive. And once that GRN has been complete, supplier will be able to create an invoice. If you see this arrow, if you see this arrow is means, if it is from advance ship notice, means supplier is creating, it will coming to us. Invoice also supplier is creating, it will coming to us. But here PO is from our side, it is reaching to supplier, supplier doing confirmation. And order inquiry also, it is like both way. Service entry sheet also supplier is going to create, and ship notice also. So these data is passing from supplier to a middleware, and then it is reaching to buyer. Once that invoice has been created, we are doing invoice process, and then it will be payment of that supplier. So payment remittance is there, we will sending information about the payment. So all these activity will be within the ERP. So backend ERP is prepared. We have in place our Ariba network. So middleware is also in place and Ariba network. So how we are going to configure everything, we are going to discuss that things. I'll show you. And this is your contract document. This is a purchase agreement. So these are the clauses which I'm talking earlier. So if you see introduction, there is a clause for delivery, there is some clauses for rates and invoicing payment terms, there is a clause. So all these clauses, it is within the templates or within the library. So some clause library also we will create. So all these documents we are going to create. We are going to manage our task team. We are going to assign this task. We are doing some negotiation with the supplier on that task. So all these kind of contracts documents we are going to create here. Okay. Ariba buying and catalog management, again this will be conducted by Akshay only. So if you see the screen, if it looks familiar to you, like you are buying some product from Flipkart or Amazon, same way we are going to create catalogs for suppliers also. So these catalogs will be created by us. We are maintaining their all the files where these catalogs will add our materials, their services, and through that our procurement process will be easier to so this kind of configurations will do. It is reduce, again it will reduce your cycle, because all the materials, all the services are in place. You just need to go add in cart, you have to pay for that, and your material will be ready to like buy. So these kind of things we have. But how to configure these catalogs, how to catalog carousels, within that we have line items. So all these things we are going to understand, how to create this logo for these things, how to create this category, MRO, inventory, travel. So these are catalogs. Under this there is a carousels. So these things we are going to learn here. Now again, if you are buying something, there is a advance ship notice, there is a receiving, there are PR management, PO management. So all these things, the configuration point of things we have, and that we are going to in depth we are going to learn. So these are just high level things we are going to showing you here. And I'll show you directly the screen of Ariba, how we are going to, one second. So till now, if anyone have any issue, you want to ask something, let me know. We are here. I'll just want to show you the how the screen look likes, and how we are going to see this all this screen. One second. You guys also getting this kind of access for Ariba Realm. So this is our sourcing home page, where we are going to create RFI, RFP, auction. So if you see, these are some, these are in draft, these are in preview, these are open, these are in pending selection, these are incomplete. In sessions we are going to understand what is the meaning of these things, and how we are going to create RFI, RFPs, auctions. So what is the to do task, how to create these to do tasks, how to approve these things. So we are going to learn in that case. So if you see, these are our events which we have created for our testing purpose. We are practice, we are doing practice. So all these are our events which we are going to practice. So RFI, RFP, auctions also here. If we have if you see, we have templates also, but it will take time to open. We have templates also. We have access for all the admin. This admin is for sourcing. administration. So if you see all settings, how to do this kind of activity, how, what is the site manager, integration manager, where your CIG middleware is also, we are going to configure this thing, endpoint configuration, we have master data, we have supplier related activity, we have customization related activity. So in terms of access, we have everything. So customized fields also, in this enumerations also, we are going to understand what is the customized field. ICM, no one will tell you about this ICM. What is this ICM? So these are, whenever Ariba has releasing new features, we have to understand what features has Ariba has released and how we are going to use that. This ICM will help you to understand these things. So ICM is able to enable or disable the new features. So we are going to see this about the sourcing, what are the new features has been released by Ariba this December also. Every quarter Ariba has releasing some features, so we are going to see in this ICM, so from where we enable or disable this kind of features. So how to use that, how to take those features to production site, and how we are going to use, how we will test, everything we are going to learn here. Your master data also, so your data, like your whatever the data you have, so all the master data we are going to export or import. So everything is about your business certificates, commodity type, region, plan, country. So we'll understand how to upload this, import and export this kind of data. So in that way we are going to learn. Okay, so this is for Ariba admin. So this core admin is for your P2P and your catalog management, guided buying. So these, again there is a same format, if you see customization form, ICM, but this is for your downstream. So this admin is work for your downstream, that is called core admin. And this SM admin is nothing but for your SLP. So all these three admin we have full access. If you see, we don't have anything is hidden here. If you go and check, if you have any access for any Ariba module, you don't see this admin access. We have admin access here. So we'll see how to data import export, what is the default, what is the integration step, what is this integration, how we are going to learn, how we are understanding how to add these kind of things, what is your synchronization type for supplier, automatic synchronization, manual synchronization, we are going to learn. We have majorly, most of the people don't know what is this template upgrade. We are going to help you to understand this template upgrade, what is meaning by all these things, why we require template upgrade, and what is the use of template upgrade. If you understand this template upgrade and answer, if anyone has asked you what is the template upgrade, can you explain me, and if you answer this question in interview, I think you are shortlisted for that interview, because no one know about this template upgrade, what is the use of this, and even how to enable or disable, what is the use of this kind of applications. Like if you have, I have application.sm.erp though, so these parameters we are going to enable or disable, how to use that, where we will see this impact. Currently if you see, the vendor.polling client is enabled, so where we are going to use this mapping key, new supplier 360 profile, where I can see earlier it is by default value it is false, but what is true, and where we are going to go check this 360 profile of supplier. So everything we are going to learn about this 360 profiles also. So in terms of supplier management, we have SLP related activity. If you see, we have supplier request, we have registration, we have qualification, we have preferred, we have performance management also. If you go to any supplier, you will see, we will go to the preferred supplier, because there we have all these settings. Like you have, if you see, all these things are registration status is registered, qualification is expired, now we'll see, you will see the address of that supplier, supplier IDs, different IDs there. Your risk we are not going to conduct, your contact person, your ERP data, how this data we are going to read, how to fetch this data to backend ERP, and how to configure these kind of things, how to configure company code level configuration, purchase data related, certification of any suppliers if it is there, supplier requests also we are going to understand. We are going to learn about this supplier relation. This is the important part, where you are doing this kind of approval process, your supplier registration questionnaire for external, how to configure internal. So in terms of configurations, we have all the accesses, we have all these tasks, we will create our own task. You have authorization, you can create your own task here, you can delete this, you can prepare your own task, you can configure this your form. If you see this kind of questionnaire we have, if you want to modify it, we will tell you how to create this kind of questions. If you use supplier full name, country code, major name, internal homepage address, your questionnaires, your section, your questions about information or banking information. So these all these settings we are going to help you to understand. You are going to create your own. Most of the student they are doing their own practice. And if you see, we have 438 version of this template. It means day to day people are practicing this kind of things, they are doing their own practice. So that's why this version number, if you come next in 5 days also, you'll see this will be increased, because day to day students are doing practice here. And your procurement also, we have invoicing related, p2p related activity, we have your guided buying also we have. So we have, I think we have that separate access. For that reason we have this Ariba buying. So here we have Ariba buying access. And all these admin we will show you, will show you the clause library also. You'll see how to configure these clauses. If you see, most of the students has created their own clauses, they will understand how to create this clause library, how to use this clause for our any other documents when we are using for our purpose. So everything in place, we are helping you here. And in terms of your any doubts, we are always there. It is not only that you will ask your question within the session time, or it is not like that. You can connect with team member, they will reach out to us, we will help you for any doubts. Like if you have any your personal there is a doubts on your some issues and you want to discuss that, you want to understand, somehow we will help you. Because most of the time you have to interact with your buyer. But if you have any doubt, you have to discuss that point, you have to understand in that way, we will helping you, don't worry about that these things. Okay. So this is the home page where you will see how to create sourcing project, sourcing request, contract sales, procurement. All these things are there. How to search your reporting also there. You will also create your prepackaged reports, public reports. We have based on your buyer level users, awarding your supplier level, your PRPO level, your contract level, your sourcing summary level. We have supplier registration projects, we have procurement or purchase order activity. So everything we have. These are the customized reports and prepackaged reports. Using prepackaged reports, we are going to create our public reports. So these are the standard reports format, where what reports you have to, approval reports you want, budget reports you want, contract reports you have, you can event reports, you can just open this. Within that event report, you will see event participation report, RFI event, supplier participation report. And detailed reports, if you go, accepted supplier summary, awarded summary, you will, once you understand the concept of reporting, you will modify this reports. So we will help you to how to modify these things, and what are the major reporting which we are configuring for any client, so that we will help you. Anyone have any issue? And also we have the documents which we will help you. So this is for commerce automation. In terms of your, if you go through the any interview, if you want to prepare some interview, will help you. This is the simple way to understand what is the document type for commerce automation. This is a purchase order, what is the transitions, how we are going to, what is the medium for that, how it will be converting, what is CIG order number. So for order request, confirmation, ship notice, payment remittance, everything is there. And what needs to be configured, if you see, these settings we are going to understand as in terms of configurations also. Enable CIG endpoint configuration, this is in Ariba. This configuration we have to done in CIG. So what configuration we have to do in CIG, what configurations we have to done in your SAP, in means your backend ERP, either it is ECC or S4. So for purchase order, we have to configure default transitions rules in Ariba. We have to maintain the cross-reference parameter in CIG. But in S4, we have to do the define output control, maintain parameters, configure implicit enhancement, customer exit, control sending accounting information, time zone configurations. So how we are going to do, how we are going to download and add on installation, cloud connector, global settings, so bodies, bapis, customization. So we are going to understand this is the steps which we have follow, and for that reason we have the documents also, which is helpful to configure you any kind of integration projects. We have this document ready. If you go and work on any integration module, this document you have access, how to enable the transitions rule, what are those rules. You have the Excel sheets here, all the rules are here. We will explain you what are those rules. We have customization of supplier innovating, how we are onboarding suppliers on Ariba network, how we have to configure the supply chain collaboration suppliers, how we are sending the trading relationship, how to maintain the vendor code for that supplier, how we are inviting them. So these activity reporting notifications also we are going to manage. And again, if you see, I hope this. So how, what steps we have to follow, download on cloud connector and these things. If you see integration projects, then we have to do the global setting, then we have to send the information, create integration project, maintain general setting, import master data, configuration transitions, specific cross reference parameter. There is a body, how to customize the mapping tools, reviewing test project, and how we are going to add those things. So everything in place with the screenshot also, what authorization you required for configuration, what T code you want to be, how you are going to enable the CIG, how we are doing the global settings also, we will explain you. If you go and worked on any integration module, this just follow this document. So we will help you for all these configurations. Okay, we have best practice videos also to share you for better understanding. We have for SLP also, we have for sourcing, we have for integrations also. We have SLP integration, we have Ariba commerce automation integration, we have sourcing integrations also. These videos also we have, these are the best practice videos where we also will help you. And also we are sharing all these documents with you. And one second, mm, just one second, let me stop the screen sharing for a minute. Okay, so if you see, we have all the documents for your sourcing also. We have process, we have project planning also. We will explain you in detail about your project plan, your things like minor, how to use the project plan also, configuration steps also, template configuration, data collection. These are the standard SAP documents where you collect the documents from supplier, sorry, your client. You will enable your roles, groups, what are the permissions to create any events, what is the user role, and what are the license user, what are the normal users. Everything we are going to explain here. Okay, so if you see in terms of roles also, access also will show what authorization you required for configuration, and what is the license version, what are the team member roles. So everything we will explain you. This is the template configuration for your first time workbook enablement also. We are going to explain you how to start your project from scratch, what are the enterprises users you are going to group, your user roles, external organization, commodity reporting parameters, what are the company custom logo also, these settings, your messaging also you are going to configure. So we'll explain you these regions, how you are going to upload the region, department, commodity code, mapping, unit of measure, everything we are going to explain you. In terms of practice, in terms of experience, you will understand from a scratch. Once you attend these sessions, you will learn, you will capable to answer any kind of questions for any functional point of view. Anyone have any issue or any doubt, let us know, we'll discuss here. Hello.
Guys, if you are having any queries, so please unmute your mics and you can ask the questions. We'll answer.
Yes, Lokesh, you want to say something? Lokesh, Prashant, anyone, Lokesh, you can ask.
Uh,
Yeah.
Hi, Raj. Hi, Atisham. First of all,
Hi.
thank you so much for the amazing session. It was really good. Actually,
Thank you.
I just like 1 month ago, I had completed my studies from supply chain management,
Okay, great, great.
and I was much more interested in procurement side. So that's why I selected SAP Ariba. And regarding my doubt is, prior to this, I don't have much more idea about this, but after attending the session, I got some idea about how SAP Ariba works and what are the type of modules involved. Uh, Radhesham, if you don't mind, can you share the first screen which you have shared?
One second. Huh?
Yeah.
So this one.
No, yeah, this one. So in this one, you have said that there will be like three types of modules like upstream, downstream, and supply chain collaboration. So
Yes.
which one comes under upstream and which one comes under downstream?
So if you see at left side, these are upstream module. All
Okay,
these are in black and all these in white, like buying, catalog, commerce automation, payables, invoice. These are like your downstream model. So these four basically downstream model, and your supply chain collaboration and commerce automation. It is a network based actually. So it will comes under downstream only, but supply chain collaboration have end to end solution, like upstream also and downstream also, but it will be combination of all these things. So commerce automation and all these are downstream. So supply chain collaboration we use for quality collaboration also, forecast collaborations also, PO collaborations also. So that's why it is, we always call it is a network configuration majorly. So if you see sourcing upstream, what it means, there is a cycle of source to order, starting from PR to PO, creating a PO. So whatever your requisition, you are sending the RFP with the suppliers, you are doing comparison sheet, you are innovating supply, you are innovating supplier, you are floating RFP, then you are doing comparison sheet, you are going to negotiate with the suppliers, and then you are going to create a, you are finalizing the order and you are giving create a PO for that particular. So that is upstream things, so where you are going to negotiate with the suppliers, all these things. But in terms of downstream model, it will start from your PO. Once you create the PO, you are sending with the supplier. So all these downstream, like your order confirmation, ASN, GRN, invoicing, payment remittance, all these activity, it will comes under downstream cycle. So there we are going to configure a different way. And in upstream, you are going to template based approach, and you are creating your templates, you are interacting with the suppliers. And there is a like all these activity, it is like, and you are not going to create a PO, you are not going to create a document, you are just sending a information to supplier, because you don't know with whom you are going to do the business. So because initial things are, it is always upstream. Okay. So later on, you are deciding, you are going to decide whether you want to go with this supplier or not. Once you finalize that order, then you are going to create a PO. And also, you are not, each and every supplier you are not going to register. So how to do that kind of settings, we will help you. What is the supplier request, what is the supplier registration part, when we are going to register the supplier, when we are utilizing the supplier as just on supplier request basis, and how to onboard that supplier on Ariba network also. so trading relationship, everything. So these are downstream module. And what is how, once we register the supplier in upstream, the same supplier we will utilize in downstream. For that reason there is a partition suppliers, how to create that partition supplier, because the supplier is common and no need to upload again for downstream. So for that reason we have to create a partition supplier, so we'll help you in that way also. So here it is actually end-to-end scenarios for all the modules, for upstreams also and downstreams also. And if you are a fresher, if you think like you are a fresher, you're just starting your career and before that you want to complete this training session, it is very best you will focus on the this training. Later on you will understand what module you are going, because once you understand if this scenario, it is already like end-to-end scenarios we are going to discuss. So from scratch, if even you are going to practice those things, these sessions are not a theoretical only, you are going to practice these things. So you'll understand how data is flowing, how your things are working, how your supplier is doing activity. So we are doing that practice. So that's why I'll always recommend you can complete these sessions. You will do the practice more and more on Ariba, and then you will understand how Ariba things are there. Then you will understand this. Some settings are very common for upstream and for downstream also. So some settings that master data is common, your supplier is common, you are doing some template approach is same. So you'll understand 45%, 40 to 50% data is same, some activities are same. Anyone else after Lokesh? Lokesh, you have any other question?
Yeah, one more final question, Radhesha. And is there any, I mean, complete flow chart of this one? Actually, the first slides, I got a complete picture of that. I mean, when we go like individually of each and every task, like supplier life cycle, what are the things involved in that? I mean, a complete flow chart of that.
Yes, yes. See, what those flowchart we will show in like whenever we are learning those module. So because that will clear your picture. If I show you here, you will confuse here, because that Ariba sourcing have different flowchart, different data types, different these things. SLP have different kind of settings. But in terms of, for that reason, I have shown you these documents I have, which we already shared with you. Means you have access for these documents also. So these documents here we have all the data, your test script, project plan, process. So here everything is mentioned here about your reporting also. uh, so all the high level scenarios also here for SLP. If you see SLP, commerce automation, sourcing, contract management, spend management, P2P, commerce automation, Snap, CIG, supply chain collaboration. And yes, you have all the access for all these documents. So don't worry. So you have access for all these things within here. Whatever the document is there, we are going to, before that, we will tell you how to read that document. We'll explain you each and everything.
Uh, Thank you so much, Radhesham.
Yeah. Prashant, you have any
Hi, sir.
question?
Hi, Disham.
Yes.
Thanks for the wonderful presentation, first of all. And my first question is already covered by you, like which was asked by Lokesh. So thanks to Lokesh as well. My other query is like, in order to get certified, so how many certifications one has to clear to get certified into Ariba?
See, it is like you can do any certification we have for sourcing, for SLP, commerce, supply chain collaboration, CIG related activate, SAP activate. Then we have related with the procurement also, contract related. So it is
Uh,
based on your interest, area of
Radhesham,
interest. Yeah.
I just brief it on that one because I was majorly dealing with that one as well. So sorry, this question has been asked by look, sorry,
Prashant.
Prashant, right? Yeah, yeah. Hi,
Yeah.
Prashant. Prashant, you see,
Yes,
like there are, yeah, there were previously there were 8 certifications SAP Ariba was offering, but right now SAP Ariba has reduced it to 5 certifications. So the
okay.
most prominent are sourcing, P2P, procure to pay, and apart from this one, we do have commerce automation and contracts, SLP and SLP and CIG. Yeah. So these are the all the certifications what we do have. But prominent are sourcing and P2P. like upstream and downstream. Yeah, so nobody is going to do all the certifications as such. So if
Yeah.
one or two certifications will do that one, but certification is the secondary thing. Whenever you're going for the interview or any job, so the major thing is like how good are you on hands-on. So your major, questionings, project experience is very important here. So that's what I want to answer you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. 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 Thanks.
Someone is asking about the integration. What about Ariba implementation project? So I already answered this question. Whatever you have seen here for sourcing, SLP, commerce automation, supply chain collaboration, at least three integration scenario we are going to conduct. Like for SLP, we are explaining end to end. For commerce automation and supply chain collaboration togetherly, we are explaining for PO configuration. So all the scenarios are end to end. Once you understand the cycle of integration, we'll share some documents for other every all six module we cannot go and show you the integration because it will most of the transitions are repetitive. So for that reason, whatever important currently in market and where you will focus, so that's why we are majorly helping you to understand this cycle. If you tell, you will mention these things in your CV that I have worked on supply chain collaboration and SLP, and you can just mention your CV and you will upload those CV, you will get the call from HS. And that is earlier batch whatever we have explained to our students. Almost all this they are working in SLP and commerce automation. They have good they got the calls from HR, they have given the interviews, and most of the peoples are these are the like whatever we are going to show here, they follow these documents only. Faisal, I think your mic is not working. You want to ask something because you are typing. I can see. Are we also covering digital supply network? DSN currently, commerce automation is nothing but your DSN. So whatever things we are going to discuss here, that is for DSNs also. So that is a just earlier that is a snap actually. Later on it will come commerce automation. Now that commerce automation considered as a DSN. So yes, we are going to cover DSN part also. Nothing but it is a just a few things has been changed here. So that we will explain at the time of sessions. What things has been changed in DSN. In terms of supplier point of view, that has been changed. Transition wide, it is remains same. And yes, there is a some limitations why commerce automation and why supply chain collaboration based on the number of transitions, how many POs you are going to create, how many invoices you have created. So Ariba will analyze those data before going to implement anything. So based on that, they will decide whether it is required of a supply chain collaboration, whether it is required for commerce automation or a DSN. So based on the transitions also, there is a it will required of DSN or commerce or supply chain collaboration. So we will show you what comparisons are there, and in terms of suppliers also we'll explain you what is portal supplier, what is like EDI suppliers. So we'll explain you. Even there is a again there is a two types. So we'll each and everything we will explain you. Anyone else?
Hi, sir. Avish here. Thank you for the session.
Yes.
Actually, I wanted to ask. I'm a new one to this field, and I just heard about SAP Fury also. So, how it is different from Fury? Ariba is different from Fury. SAP Fury.
No, Anvesh, I'll just answer this question, Radhesha. So
Yeah.
SAP Fiori is a different application altogether. Okay, that is majorly going to be part of an ERP aspects. So whenever we are having the ERP solution, first thing I want to make it clear here, Ariba is not part of an ERP. Okay, so whenever we are talking about an ERP solution, either it is going to be SAP ECC or S4 HANA.
Yes, for
Okay,
HANA.
yeah. So in S4HANA and ECC, if you are seeing the modules, different modules coming up like SAP Logistics or SAP Simple Finance, okay, or SAP EWM. So in short, I can say if I'm saying in a ECC perspective, it's going to be sales and distribution, SD, MM, EWM, WM. So all these are the modules were there in ECC side. Now they have upgraded to S4HANA right now. So S4 HANA is majorly a lot of architectural changes have been done. So all the centralized tables are going to be there. So now, previously we were using Webdine Pro and other things or other aspects to see the reporting part. Now they have made it very simple. Everything is on going to be on the tiles only. Okay, so Fury application is going to be helpful whenever, and the Fury applications for that one, there are different developers are going to be there. So UI5 Fury is a different application altogether, where we are going to understand the business requirements for the client. Based on that, for the business users, majorly for the business users or the end users or the reporting users, we are going to develop the Fury applications. So that is done by this one. So those are very specific ones. So it's a more technical aspects. Ariba has nothing to do this one. If you are trying to relate something on this one, so here we are having guided buying. In guided buying also, we are having the tiles options here. Okay, we do have the catalog items. So catalog items are, we are going to create the catalog items here. So how we are going to do this one? So this is nothing to related with the Fury application. Fury applications are majorly for ERP solutions. Yeah.
Okay, okay, fine.
Next.
Fine.
Hope you
Thank you.
got my point. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Is there anyone else, guys? Hello. Yeah. So, guys, if you are having any more queries, so it's very nice interaction with you, and thank you so much for the appreciations. Like you really like the session, so our, especially I can say Radhesham's input is very useful, and everything, all the credit goes to him only, explaining everything in detail and in a very patient way. So, if you are having any queries, still we are open. So please ask the questions. If you don't have the questions, so we can wind up the sessions for the day session for the day, and we can proceed for the next session. You can connect with Sana or other this one. And I really request every one of you who are with a different name, please ping me your email address here, so that we can share today's recording and the presentation document as well to you guys. So that would be really helpful for us, because we can share the details to you. Because if you are not having any of your information, so it would be difficult for us to connect with you, or at least share the uh, today's demo session recordings and the document, whichever the presentation we had it. Okay, so request you to ping us your email address and contact information, those who didn't join with the name, actual name, because it directly will take with attendee as the name, right? So we don't know who are there in the as the participant, so that would be helpful for us. So the total duration is going to be approximately, we are going to cover, anyway we are going to cover the course whichever is been shown by Radhesham, and also we are providing a separate course contents to you. We are covering everything, so we don't have any restriction in the number of hours. Our main target here is like to complete the course. So but tentatively it's 50 hours, approximately 50 plus hours it will go, whole training. And believe me, it's going to be a very practical training and end-to-end training, where we are covering a lot of actual project implementation aspects over here with the project documentations as well. Nobody is going to provide you all the documentations which are very confidential, but we are here to help you out. And our team is, we are not like a single entity kind of people, one person is teaching and one person is doing all the administration. We have a proper team here. Our team is going to be there with you during the training. Even after the training also, we are going to create a WhatsApp group to form up a group among all the participants who have attended. So we don't want to leave you after the training. Okay, after the training also we are going to have an interaction. We even, like, if you are onboarded on any project, if you are having any queries, if you want the support, job support also, will provide to you later on as well. So this is going to be a long term association. Hope for the best. So looking forward you to see in the coming sessions, guys. Thank you so much, really appreciate. And Radhesham, thank you so much for your time and your patience and your knowledge sharing here. Really appreciate, man. Thank you.
Thank you, team. Thank you. Okay. Anyone have any doubt or any still you want to discuss anything, or we'll close this call?
uh,
Hi, Raj. This is Lokesh
okay.
again.
Yeah, Lokesh.
Yes.
What might be, the next class and about the timings and rest of the things?
Timings and all, I think Sana is the right person. She's going to tell you on that part. Okay, we are starting by next week again. So the timings and all you discuss with Sana. Okay, surely she's going to help you out. I'm going to put here my mobile number, which is their direct call, as well as you can WhatsApp me also. We can discuss in detail on that part.
Whether we about your question that demo sessions and what is the next session, you can connect with Sana. She will guide you about all the queries. Okay.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Okay. So thank you, team. We will connect again. Uh,
Yeah,
Thank you
sure.
so much.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate. I
Thank
put my
you.
number over there. Please make a note of this. This number is on WhatsApp as well
Airaj,
as.
I'll drop.
Yeah, yeah, please, please. Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. No problem. Thank you so much, Radhesha. So this number is on WhatsApp as well as on a direct call also you can do. It's +91 840 8878 Thank you guys. So we'll wind up the session for the day. Thank you so much. Appreciate.